This type Yerushalmi Ma'asros in the article O's edition. We're on Daf Vav and Aleph, a little bit more than halfway down the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines to the bottom. Achai b'shkei morim poter v'mtukim. That is in the Vilna. Here, Daf Gimel Beis, Daf Dal and Aleph. Daf Dal and Aleph. The last narrow line. It's two lots. And so that was in the Mishnah. We talked about that the time of Ones Ma'asros for shkedim which are sweet and shkedim which are bitter are different times. And the Gemara picks up and explains that difference, and explains that Kitanim, the Sukim, the Kitanim are Chayim Shkedim Marim because they're not yet bitter, and they are Pater from the Sukim because they aren't yet sweet. Chayim Mesukim, Pater Marim, that's Gedolim. When they Chayim in the sweet almonds, when they're fully mature. At that point, they're Pater if they're bitter almonds because they no longer are edible. Bitter almonds are Pater both when they're small and when they're large. So for the lotion of the Vilna is Shem Marim Arei Elu Pturim Mesukim Einacham Achitiva Shkipas Chitzona. The Gavanakis Gerson, based on last year as usual, is Shkeda Morim Elu Pturim. They're both Pater. Cotton Gadol. Mesukim Einacham Achitiva Shkipas and Chitzona. Even the sweet ones are chayiv until they have their outer shell. So he holds that bitter almonds are never considered to be food, and the sweet almonds need to have I don't know what I said, but until the outer green shell around the hard shell falls off, and that's like Rabbi in the Mishnah in previous in Mishnah base. Rabbi China b'tzipori kada the Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yossi. So he paskin in Rabbi Yossi was the counter year in Tzipori, but Rabbi Yossi also got precedence on that account. So the paskin is like Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yossi. But Mehore, in what respect? What was the talking about? Was the psak? Tzipori say b'morim, that by bitter almonds that they're parts altogether, even when they're small. And Zia says, no, the psak in Tzipora is that the sweet ones are chayiv until their outer green shell falls off. Rabbi Yochanan said, Yardu Lakan, if they came down to Feria, right? Came down from Tzipori's higher, Feria is relatively further down. I mean, not relatively, it's one of those based on Earth, so it's further down. Nischayvu. So the shkedim more. We'll talk about shkedim morim ketanim, because Rabbi Yochanan holds like a stam Mishnah, and it says the chayv shkedim morim, and the Gemara explains that they're ketanim. Oh, tzipori, if they go back to if they go back to tzipori, kvanifteru, they are potter because they are there. It's being on at the top of the mountain. They're ready. They become potter like Rabbi Chanina, because that is asrei of Rabbi Chanina, who paskin in Tzibori like Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yossi. So it's a fascinating thing, right? It's a classic example of Elu. Right? It's the same almonds in Tveri are going to be chayiv because Rabbi Yochanan paskins away that Shkedim Kamorim Kadmusanim Archaev like Rabbanon, and in Tzipori the same Amaz Potter because that the Shkedim Morim are Potter both when B'Ktanim and B'Gedolim. Okay. Hore Pichas and Pichas Paskin came on Shara. Shlosha Shapir Shaklipas Chitzana wants to see 3 almonds which have shed their outer peel, the outer shell. Shutarim is called kupa. You can then take Trumas and Mises off the entire basket. So Amar Rabbi Mona Vivachlo Yitrom Kuba Chaberto. Because it might come from elsewhere and there, evidently we can make the assumption that just because the almonds in Kupa 1 lost their green shell, the almonds in Kupa 2 lost their green shell as well. Okay, Allah Dalet says the Mishnah. It's Mishnah Hey. Eizu Goran the Ma'asros. What is the Goran of Ma'asros? And what does it mean? So the Kabbalah explains similar to about Oines Ma'asros. Now we're talking about the Gemara Malacha of the fruit, which requires you to give Trumas and Mises if your das is to take them to the marketplace, as we're going to say at the end of the Mishnah. So they become Chayav and Trumas and Mises, in other words, Suv of Trumas and Mises, when they grow as much as the previous Mishnah I specified. But now we're talking about when must you take up the Trumas and Mises. And so he says, Ezu Goran Mises Hakishum Badluin, the gourds and the pumpkins, where the Mises are the Rabbanon. I'm not going to examine that in the stomach. He begins with these because since the Rabbanon, they're precious to the Rabbanon. So Mishi Pascha, when the fuzz falls off. If you're not going to wait till the fuzz falls off because sometimes they smell them fussy. Misham down raven once you make a pile of it. Avatiach, the watermelon, Mishi Yishalek. Same idea. Different verb. Also the yellow hair which goes around them when the small has to fall off. If you don't wait, Mishasa Muksa wants to make a designated area for them. Yarak Hanagad, a vegetable which is bundled, Mishanagad, Mishanagad when it's bundled. Enogo, okay, if you don't bundle, Mishanagad Sakli wants to fill a vessel. If you don't fulfill a vessel, Mishaloko called circle once you've gathered as much as you're going to gather. Kalkola, a basket full of fruit. Once you cover it with leaves so they won't become soft. Yes, it helps. If you're not going to cover it, once you finish filling the basket. If you're not going to finish filling the container, Mishaloko circle once you've collect all you're going to collect. And you're going to take a marketplace, then it's the Goren is then, and you have to take a mice before you take the shuk. I'm not basically going to take it, the marketplace, they're going to be sold, there's not shaykh see Rias Pnei. So, Midaraisa, they're still potter, because it says, Chalta, the law mocher, Mitzir Reish, Peches, Reish, on base. That if you take them to the marketplace, that's Gemara Malach itself makes them tevel, and the Gemara is going to explain why. But if you're going to take them home, you're allowed to snack from them until you reach your house. That brings us to the end of Vav Amud Beis. Even though obviously the Mishnah continues, that's a new Mishnah Vav. So we'll stop here for today.